Good evening, everybody. This is Jeff from Shumar Coin Chats. Figured I'd hop on and record a short video here on a cool variety that I picked up a little while ago. This is a 1945D Jefferson nickel. It's in a PCGS MS66 full step slab, and this is an interesting one I picked up for the fact that it is a repunch mint mark and a double die obverse, so you get a little bit of a combo variety here. So we'll start here on the repunch mint mark. You have a repunch mint mark east, and this coin's a little interesting. If you followed me before, I'm very intrigued, and I've been doing a lot of research in terms of die progressions and trends, die failure, die deterioration, how the dies over the process of minting coinage kind of deteriorate, break down, and in later stages how it leads to failure and how that failure looks over different series, different types. So this one's repunch mint mark east, and like I said, this is a really late die state. So this late of a die state, I can't find any sort of reference for this combo variety. This is the only example that I've ever come across that's in a late die state, so I find that really cool from an aspect I do. So this is one where this repunch mint mark is right inside of this D, and it's really faint. It's something to where that die, the die as it produced a good many coins and it reached the later die state, this repunch mint mark really starts to disappear. So you can see this line, if you see this arrow at least, you see this line right inside of this D. So this is what's left of that repunch mint mark. Let's flip over the obverse. So this is repunch mint mark 19, double die obverse number 3. So your double die obverse, really light spread on Liberty, the star, and the date. So here's Liberty. It's really faint. Really faint. This double die obverse shows up really well on the star, at least. This star in this direction. It's a little bit thicker than the normal star you see on the Jefferson nickel. If you look right up here on above the star, above the date, you can see a pretty substantial amount of die deterioration going radially out towards the rim. So it star's thick. Date's a little bit thicker than it should be. So it's a really light spread. And it really is hard to distinguish on this late of a die state. So because this is a later die state, one thing we rely a good bit on is die markers. Let's see if I can get focused in here. So this one has a very distinct, let's see if I can get this going right. Very distinct die crack that falls across the head that forms a Y that goes from here down here. Let's see if I can get that one better. Forms a Y. So you have this die crack that forms here, goes up in this direction, and it falls here as well. So, like I said before, your die markers are your fingerprints of the die pair that we use to strike the coin. So with a coin like this that's later die state, it's a little bit harder to distinguish if it's the variety 100% sure or not. Die markers like that, very important. So I figured I'd hop on, show you this cool variety. If you guys don't mind giving us a like, and down in the comments I want you guys to tell me what's the cool variety or cherry pick that you guys have picked up recently. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. See you guys in the next one.